Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of The Review. Today, we are talking about professionals and amateurs as we continue on with our series, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And we're finishing up with our number nine here pretty soon. This is number eight. Number nine. Mike's going to clean us out with number nine on the next episode, so stay tuned. But this one, Mike, professionals and amateurs, I remember when I joined the military. When you join the military, you go through basic training, you do all the things. They kind of tell you like you're a professional, you doing the thing, and it feels awesome and it's great. But you're really not a professional yet because you don't know nothing about nothing. You know how to shoot a rifle. You might know how to do it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how to, be aggressive. You know how to stay a little bit of discipline here and there. Excuse me. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you have to set up yourself to become a professional because the first 4 years you playing for fun, especially if you don't have any you don't have any life experience. I joined when I was 17 years old, so year 13 you go through a lot in the military. You have to do a lot of planning, you have to do a lot. It's just over and over and over and over and over, right? But up until a certain point, up until I was 25, I could wake up and take a PT test without any issues. And then I woke up and I was like, I started working and life actually hit me. I started gaining weight. I couldn't move as fast as I used to be able to. Right. And then I realized at that point in time, I need to start playing like a professional. I need to, okay, I went to the doctor. It was like, oh, we can do surgery. Like, oh, surgery. That don't sound good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what if I told myself, I was like, hey, what if I lost the weight? So I went and I started losing weight and it was flying off and my knees felt better and my body was feeling better and I was getting more out of myself. And, that's when I started with FedEx as well. And I started eating better. You know what I mean? I was like, well, what if instead of eating this, get some groceries? You know what I'm saying? We talked about this, offline about, how you don't want to burn bridges with people. And there was a lady who had lost a lot of weight. And, we was talking and she was like, yeah, boil some ribs. You don't have to eat like, super clean all the time, but make sure that, how you prepare your meals and stuff like that. It just started spiraling and I started becoming a professional at my diet. I started to become a professional at working out because when I became intentional and decided that I wanted to play for keeps, everything that I wanted started being put in front of my plate, in front of my face, and on my plate. Right from the physical fitness standpoint, those things started to move in the right direction. For my finances, right, I was like, man, okay, if I can do this, if I can stop eating at McDonald's, I'm saving a little bit of money here. What if I stop trying to live paycheck to paycheck and start saving some of my money? You know what I mean? And that spiraled into a different thing. So I'm like, okay, I started saving money. So I started being more of a professional with my money, a better steward with my money that gave me better options. And once I started to see the clarity of, hey, I'm saving money here, I started thinking like, okay, what was I spending money on? Okay, so I was going out on dates with girls that I didn't know and spending. Sometimes you spend $100. Sometimes you spend $50. Sometimes you spend, and it goes on the weekend. Then you go with the boys, or you go with and then pretty soon you done spent like most people spend like $150, $200 in a weekend on their friends, not
Mm-hmm.
on them. And then they go back to the boss and they go back to the job and they begging for more money. And the boss know they gonna be there forever because they can't stop going out on the weekends. These bosses got you tracked. They know.
Oh yeah.
They know because you done told them you bought the new car. So you need them, right? Now, you can buy the new car in a different capacity and have your money saved up and know that you don't necessarily need them and give yourself better options. Now
Yeah.
you can level up. Now you go to a job and ask for more pay with the experience you already have. That changes your life. That's when you play in a profession. When I became more responsible, it was like I'm tired of this fun time stuff. I started becoming more of a professional and I started playing for keeps because everything that's mine, I'm coming to get it.
That's
I'm
right.
coming to get it.
That's right.
I'm at it with a vengeance. When people see me, they're like, "What's wrong with dude? Why he ain't saying what up? Why ain't he?" Because I'm just focused on my vision. Because if my vision gets sewn up, everybody else gets to come with it. Y'all get to enjoy the fruits of the same labor. But
That's
right
right.
now, I gotta get it while it's hot. I gotta get it while I'm in the mode of grind to get it. Because you're continually creating habits that are going to keep you as a professional. It's going to have you keeping those skills that you have developed and you have evolved. Because unfortunately, the average person will not do so.
Yeah.
They won't put themselves in a place to be successful like that. They just gonna look at it like, yeah, we having fun, Bubba. Yeah, what we doing next weekend, Bubba? And that's big down in Southern Illinois where we from, because the rent cheap. Life is cheap down there,
Yeah.
right? When you leave that area, it forces you to grow up a little bit. Cause you like, oh, I gotta pay bills.
Make some tough decisions.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just go to the local, you know what I'm saying, the local mine. And shout out to y'all, the miners down there. I can't just go there and get, a little check and then quit and have some more money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I can't just go to, the plant and work some hours and get some money and still pay the rent.
Hmm.
When you go to other places, it shows you real stress, but it also can force you and push you into being a professional. And that has changed my life. Did you have anything on the professionals and amateurs?
Man, kind of like what Pressfield talked about. Amateurs do things out of a hobby.
Uh huh.
Professionals, man, this is our grind. This is what we do
Yeah.
day in, day out. This
Yeah,
is
bro.
what we prepare for. This is what we schedule time for. We say, this is when I'm going to do this. This is how
Calendar
long I'm going to
advice.
do this. This is how I'm going to do this. I think back to starting into this field and the things that I've been doing recently. While I was working a full time job as a mining vendor, warehouse manager. I was also going to school full time, and then I was trying to build this organization in my free time. But I was still an amateur, so my organization was limited. I mean, I was putting in the hours, I was putting in the time, but I still had other things in my life that had to come before it. My school is a priority, my job, because my family. And then one day I got to the point where I was finally able to make a decision. Was it risky? Yes. A lot of what I do as an executive director for a not-for-profit, I'm basically an entrepreneur developing a small business. And so I had to be willing to leave the safety of my time clock, where I get to punch in and let somebody else be the professional, and let somebody else make those decisions for me. I get to punch in, and then I punch out at the end of the day, go home and collect my check. Well, now I'm stepping out. I had to step out on my own and become a professional myself. And now this is what I do. It's not something that I do in my free time. Yes, I do draw a salary, but a salary is only a small part of being a professional. It's that amount of prep time you put into it.
Yep.
Saying that this is the main thing that I spend most of my time doing. We've given it it's almost has a bad rap in America. Having a job. We all the time talk about how we need to go on vacations. We need to take all these breaks, and it's because we create these lives where we're grinding, where we're working a job. Instead of enjoying our passion, we look at professional athletes and we say, oh, look at them, they get the chance of they make a living playing a game. They don't have a real job, they play a game. Well, when you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. So we can all take that approach and become professional and enjoy what we do. Just don't be scared of becoming professional. It's about commitment and sacrifice.
Yeah, well, the thing that you hinted at as well there was the fact that with that professionalism, you get the opportunity to make your vacations an actual vacation versus being in a certain position where you're only taking that vacation to get away from work that you got to
Yes.
go back to because you're
Yes.
stressed out,
Because
right?
yeah, because you're stressed out. It's a drudgery to go to work every day. You don't really enjoy your work. You're just punching that clock to get that check. It ain't,
Exactly.
it
And
ain't
the hardest part is you got people telling kids to become entrepreneurs, and I'm like, dog, like, do both until you figure out your passion can make money for you, and
yeah,
you've actually got some experience there. Because it's dangerous to be like, yeah, go be an there are kids that they think
dangerous.
that they're gonna get rich off of playing video games, and that's still a small percentage. That's like going to the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very, very smaller percentage of people that actually do that, right? So to tell people to go and do that is a a disservice, to them. So that with the amateur, the amateur professional thing, you also got to find what you can also find a way to make it lucrative enough to where you can be passionate about about your things, and at the same time make money. And I think
Absolutely.
a lot of times that's that bridge and that gap. But this is almost our last episode. We got one more. Got number 9 coming up. we will be talking about creating routines. Mike's going to tell us about how he enhanced his creativity through and how you can enhance your creativity through diet, exercise, meditation, and supplementation. So, without further ado, we appreciate y'all. I'm Tommy. This is Coffee, and I'm Tommy, and this is Mike. We appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. Keep tapping in. Hey, this has been another proactive pragmatism, the review. We appreciate y'all.